Elon Musk continues to wreck the mainstream narratives, the left-wing narratives out there, and it's driving them crazy. He's their new boogeyman. They are making up so many things surrounding Elon Musk, but the problem is he's way too powerful, he's way too popular, and he's way too rich for him to even care. They do not intimidate him at all, and it's driving them absolutely crazy. But what he is doing right now on Twitter is destroying every single thing they say, and it's making them panic beyond belief.
So I'm probably not the only person who remembers that a lot of conservatives used to absolutely hate Elon Musk, primarily because he was talking about like renewable energy and climate change. But as many of you have probably seen in, I guess, political discourse on Twitter, now conservatives absolutely love Elon Musk for some reason or another, which we're going to get into today, because I find the shift pretty interesting where, like we're going to go into the video, they used to hate Elon Musk and now they love him because they project a lot of their own values on him, but also because he just dog whistles to them all the time, constantly on Twitter. And I've been making YouTube content enough that the biggest Elon Musk simps used to be people who just bought Tesla cars and thought they were changing the world. Now it seems to be the whole right-wing media apparatus, Ben Shapiro, all the anti-SJW nerd channels, and also very far-right conservative politicians in America. So what we're going to do today is, I guess, look at his recent dog whistles on Twitter and how he's trying to appeal to conservatives on Twitter, because obviously he's trying to buy and take over Twitter itself. Then we're going to go into like why conservatives love him, what they think his politics are, before going into, I guess, his overall politics, his political history, and try and get a sense, is this guy just pandering to his new fan base, or is he, you know, deeply conservative? But of course, any billionaire, especially one who comes from a South African mining background, is probably going to be right-wing, because you have to buy into this whole capitalist ideology. But Musk has been a bit of an outlier in that he sometimes paid lip service to, I guess, things that more left-wing people talk about, like I said, climate change with Tesla cars. But again, I guess if you are conservative, you'll find plenty to like with Elon Musk. So we're going to talk about all of that today. You guys might have noticed by the way I look, or maybe the way I'm sounding, I'm actually pretty sick right now. I actually do have COVID as well. I tested positive on Saturday. The worst day I felt was yesterday. I felt absolutely awful. Feel a tiny bit better today, but you know, I'm a Sigma male. I'm on that Sigma grind. I don't let things like this stop me from making videos. And if I'm honest, I don't want to make a video 3 days in a row, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because the 2 other ones I got planned this week need a bit more research. So I thought I'd record this Tuesday. But just like Joe Rogan, I am throwing everything at it. I'm hooked up on this Monster Energy right now to try and get through the video. But if you just notice that I am not the same as other videos, yeah, I am feeling pretty sick. Let's hope I feel better soon. Because you guys definitely want that Metal Gear Rising meme video that I have planned for this week. Anyway, before we get any further, please like the video if you want to support my content. I thought what was fun in the last videos, I just asked a question and you guys answered it in the comments. So for today's question, I'm going to go into this a bit later in the video. Do you think Elon Musk is genuinely like American style conservative, or is he just pandering to his audience? Like, is he legit when he tweets all these things that they constantly talk about, or again, looking for a new market, looking for more support? Let me know down in the comments. If you want to find me on social media, at the Kavernacle, on Twitter, on Instagram. Also consider supporting me on Patreon. I want to build up as many $1 to $3 patrons as possible, and the benefits of that are getting my Nintendo Switch friend code and access to the private patrons Discord server. Also join my subreddit in the description, and maybe subscribe to my second channel, the Kavernacle Extra, where I archive my live streams. Not doing any this week, but hopefully next week I'll do my usual Tuesday and Thursday streams. So before we get any further, I guess we should look into Elon Musk's recent tweets in the wake of the news about him possibly buying Twitter, and how, like I said, he is trying to appeal to his new conservative fan base. Then we're going to go into the reaction of some conservatives to him buying Twitter, and then talk about anti-SJWs and Ben Shapiro and how much they are loving Elon Musk at the moment. So Elon Musk allegedly thinks that the left wing in America have all gone far left. So here he tweets a meme, year 2008, conservative there, centre, him near the centre on the centre left, and then my fellow liberal. 2012, him near the centre again, and then my fellow liberal, and then 2021, him being centre-right, right-wing being conservative, and the left being all the way over there, suggesting that since 2008, that mainstream leftists have apparently moved to the far, far left, meaning they've left him behind in the centre-right, which is obviously completely ridiculous in the wake of the draft leaking that the Supreme Court in America are going to overturn Roe versus Wade, and going from John McCain and Mitt Romney to Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis is, of course, a massive shift rightwards, where the alleged left-wing president right now is Joe Biden, career senator and former vice president, more conservative than Obama over his career. But apparently it's the left that have gone crazy and left normal people behind. Elon Musk also tweeting, "The far left hates everyone, themselves included. But I'm no fan of the far right either. Let's have less hate and more love." Again, equivocating people like Ron DeSantis, Donald Trump, and others with, I don't know, people like me who apparently are just as hateful as people like them. Again, a guy who seems to be this enlightened centrist pandering. So more talking about Trump's new social media. Truth Social is currently beating Twitter and TikTok on the App Store. Truth Social, terrible name, exists because Twitter censored free speech, should be called Trumpet instead. I hope that even my worst critics remain on Twitter, because that is what free speech means. So responding to an AOC tweet, which was apparently about Mark Zuckerberg and not Elon Musk, tired of having to collectively stress about what explosion of crimes is happening because some billionaire with an ego problem unilaterally controls a massive communication platform and skews it because Tucker Carlson or Peter Thiel took him to dinner and made him feel special. So Elon Musk says, "Stop hitting on me, I'm really shy." And really awesome, great sense of humor, Ben Shapiro tweets this, and then he is the best. So yes, right-wing people like Ben Shapiro are now simping for Elon Musk because he is, I don't know, trying to be funny to AOC. So Elon Musk has been pure coping about the Ghislaine Maxwell photo, which everyone keeps tweeting at him. I wouldn't be surprised if like 50% of the reason he's buying Twitter is so he can actually just ban this photo. So responding to Mehdi Hassan talking about the tweet I said about the far left and the far right, Elon Musk tweets this, which, you know, NBC might not be right much, but they are right in saying that. Then he says, "Same organization that covered up Hunter Biden laptop story had Harvey Weinstein story early and killed it and built Matt Lauer his office. Lovely people." Again, the Hunter Biden thing. Why does he suddenly care about this? Does he actually care about this? Probably not. He's probably just trying to pander to his new right-wing fan base. So someone tweeting about Twitter suspending account tracking Ghislaine Maxwell trial. Elon says, "Where is their client list? Shouldn't at least one of them go down?" And someone says, "Let's start with you," posting the infamous photo. Musk tweeting, "That's a Vanity Fair party and she photobombed me in the background, but you know that already, don't you?" Someone coming to his defense, "Elon doesn't know Maxwell at all. She photobombed him once at a party in 2014. Real question, why Vanity Fair invited her in the first place?" Musk tweeting, "That is exactly the question." Also, I just thought this one tweet was funny. He says, "Hold strong Ukraine." On the 5th of March, and then on the 14th of March, he posts this, "I support the current thing," with a Ukrainian flag in there, not like he's literally just doing that as well. So I went on the conservative subreddit to see what they were saying about Elon Musk, and then here's a headline from The Blaze. Elon Musk says the Democratic Party has been hijacked by extremists. Yeah, extremist Joe Biden. And people in the comments saying, "He's a bit late to the party, but welcome nonetheless. The same extremists were present during the Obama administration." Like, conservatives always love going mask off when they talk about Obama. The past couple of years has made me look at the Obama administration a lot differently. Seeing where his rhetoric and policies led the Dems, now the country as a whole, is disgusting. He's the worst president ever, and worse than Biden because of the fundamental shift he caused. I wonder why you think he's worse than Biden. Could it be the colour of his skin? He was the start of the cancer that's now killing the country. His election was supposed to improve race relations in the US, but instead it set us back decades. I've heard that line so much. Obama barely even spoke about his own race. Probably something he shouldn't have avoided as much as he did. But again, totally mask off. These people now love Elon Musk. Elon Musk isn't wrong. Look at my uncle. Lifelong Democrat, always pretty consistent. Now he's a hardcore Trump supporter. Why? Because the Democrats went insane and left him behind. No, they didn't. Anyone who becomes a Trump supporter, the Democrats did not leave behind, or the overturned window didn't shift so leftwards. people who used to vote for Obama were suddenly Trump supporters. Now, playing into the theme that Elon Musk is now some sort of right-wing god, conservatives all over the place are so happy he's bought Twitter. So LA Times, conservatives ecstatic about Elon Musk buying Twitter. So welcome back First Amendment, blared Representative Jody Heiss in all caps. A Twitter survey by Ted Cruz asked if Musk's purchase was a good thing, with the only options being yes and no, I hate free speech. Representative Bill Huizenga said there's a gut reaction from a lot of people going, you know what, it's about time they got their comeuppance. It finally feels like someone is standing up for the principle that has been going in an opposite direction lately. Less free speech, less ability to express yourself if you are a conservative. These people just don't live in reality. Representative Austin Scott said Twitter is a platform that I and many others believe has been more aggressive in blocking Republicans and conservatives than they have towards the people on the left. I'm hoping and expecting he will undo that. So more quotes. Representative Darrell Issa, California, told Politico that Musk could take the company in a far better direction for those he claimed have been unfairly silenced or censored by Twitter's assault on conservative speech and ideas it doesn't like. Senator Marsha Blackburn writing, Twitter's censors are freaking out about Elon Musk because they can't buy his silence. It's clear big tech can't handle people with a different viewpoint. Yeah, Elon Musk isn't big tech at all. So when you've been following Elon Musk's Twitter for the last couple of years, him saying things like pronouns suck, talking about hoping Bernie Sanders will pass away soon because he's old, getting really butthurt about Elizabeth Warren talking about how he didn't pay tax in 2018, and all these different things, it's probably not surprising that conservatives have projected like all their beliefs on Elon Musk. And we're going to get into this a bit later. The belief that Elon Musk cares about free speech is totally fabricated, it's totally ridiculous, because he doesn't care about free speech. He's constantly attacked free speech of people who work for him. He even cancelled someone's Tesla order because they were mean about him and the company. This guy is a baby. This guy is so embarrassing. Can you imagine if you were one of the most powerful men in the world, one of the richest men in the history of existence, and you tweeted and acted like you were a 14-year-old Redditor trying to make friends with conservatives because you were probably bullied as a kid and no one liked you. It just affected your whole upbringing. This guy is just a pure man baby, divorced dad energy, 14-year-old Redditor energy. Like, it's so embarrassing. I feel so much secondhand embarrassment just going on his Twitter profile. But as you can see, there are a lot of people thinking, oh, Elon Musk has a point. He's been left behind, just like my old racist Trump-supporting uncle who was left behind by the Dems and the left wing. But let's move on to the Anti-SJWs, who essentially at this point are just about nerd media. I remember when I covered them on my channel, they used to say, keep politics out of media, please. And now these channels are literally dedicated conservative news channels. And it wouldn't be some sort of Anti-SJW video if somehow The Last of Us 2 came into this whole discussion about Elon Musk buying Twitter. So on Geeks and Gamers, it's just the other day. Justice, after 2 years, we finally beat Naughty Dog. So a lot of these anti-SJW accounts got banned for something to do with The Last of Us 2, apparently, like maybe leaking some screenshots or something. And apparently now they're unbanned. Thank you, Elon Musk, says the tweet. But Elon Musk doesn't actually own Twitter yet. And a lot of people are getting their accounts back and pretending they've been uncensored, because what you have to do is delete the tweet which caused the infringement and you get your account back. So I'm very, very skeptical this isn't what these people have actually done recently and are now pretending Elon Musk has unbanned them or something.
Tell you that today we have defeated Naughty Dog. They also took down my Twitter account nearly 2 years ago. But today, now that Elon Musk is in control of Twitter after a $44 billion purchase, freedom is winning, ladies and gentlemen. And it is a beautiful thing. After 2 years, my Twitter account that was falsely taken down because of a DMCA claim is now back. And that is the meme that I shared right there. That's the meme that I shared that ultimately got my Twitter account taken down, because they said that it was a DMCA claim. But I'm okay with that because we stood by our guns. We stood by what we believed in. And now here it is. So many people are freaking out. The meltdown on Twitter has been like nothing I have seen since 2016. The left did this. You overstepped. You abused your power. You silenced people because you didn't like what they had to say, and you went too far. And now someone like Elon Musk is stepping in, and he is giving the voice back to the people, giving them an opportunity to have their say.
So I think you might have heard it there where he suggests that they stuck to their guns and didn't remove the tweets, because I'm thinking that's what happened, because a lot of people have done the same thing. Great God, Elon has now bought Twitter. We are free. when in essence they've just had their bans revoked because they deleted the tweet, which broke the terms of service. Speculating there, it does kind of sound like he's suggesting that. I also do love how he's saying, like, the people will finally have a voice because a billionaire is potentially going to take total control of a social media platform. It's not even going to be a public company anymore. It's going to be a private company. So even more than someone like Zuckerberg, he's going to be in very much control of Twitter. I'm sure if Jeff Bezos bought Twitter and said the exact same things as Musk, they'd all love him as well. Oh, maybe they don't because they're all criticizing the Washington Post right now while praising Musk, thinking he'll save them. Also, get over The Last of Us 2 Anti-SJW channels. Just accept it's one of the best games of all time. But one more I wanted to show you from this channel. Elon Musk just wrecked MSNBC, Vanity Fair, and Matt Lauer. So basically, Geeks and Gamers is defending Musk's picture with Ghislaine Maxwell. If this was a picture of Joe Biden and Ghislaine Maxwell, I doubt they'd be as charitable as this.
But then someone comes in and says this right here. They said, let's start with you, when he talks about the client list. So Elon comes back and says, that's a Vanity Fair party, and she photobombed me in the background. But you know that already, don't you? And that is so perfect because this is such a leftist tactic where they already know the answer, but they like to create the narrative anyway. And they understand that the narrative they create is false. They understand that there is no foundation to support that claim, but they know the power of the claim. As long as you can put the claim out there, and as long as you can get some traction, it doesn't really matter if it's true or not. I mean, he's just crushing them. He's crushing the mainstream. He's crushing the left-wing narratives. He's crushing everything they're doing, and it's driving them insane. The man has purchased Twitter, their left-wing echo chamber, their livelihood, their lifeline. Their only reason for existing has always been Twitter, and he bought Twitter. He bought their existence.
So the right wing are simping so much for Elon Musk that they're now defending him being in a picture of Ghislaine Maxwell, right? That's how much they're willing to go out their way to defend him. I mean, if you're defending someone like Elon Musk, and by association defending him being spotted with Ghislaine Maxwell, I think you might be the bad guys. I don't think you're the good guys. I think leftists are right to be skeptical of this person. But again, even with someone like Jeremy, I'd imagine he probably didn't even like Elon Musk maybe like 5 years ago. But the reason these guys love him now is because he's pandering to them and crushing the blue check marks and crushing the libs all over Twitter, and we're all losing our minds that Elon Musk is buying Twitter because we don't like Elon Musk apparently because he doesn't share our exact politics and he's not a leftist. Not that he has a horrible history of treating his workers very, very poorly. Not that he doesn't actually care about free speech. Not that he's more in bed right now with American conservatives who represent a real brand of politics which is insanely dangerous and toxic. They just think we don't like him because he's not woke. So one more video I want to show you quick. It's just Ben Shapiro also simping for Elon Musk and basically downplaying any criticism of this one guy having such a massive influence over a huge social media platform.
The prospect, again, of Elon Musk taking over Twitter is freaking out the blue check marks. It is freaking out the media. The media, who are supposed to be all in favor of more speech, not less speech, more journalism, not less journalism. It turns out they don't like speech and they don't like journalism. They like to do what they want to do, and anybody who stands in their way is bad. And also, anybody who doesn't just elevate their material and elevates alternative material is also bad. And so now you have the specter of the Washington Post, owned by the second richest person on earth, Jeff Bezos, going after Elon Musk. And the reason, this was on the front page of the Washington Post yesterday, the reason they're going after Elon Musk is because Elon Musk is now criticizing Twitter executives, not by name. How dare he? This is very bad. You are not allowed to criticize people at the company you're about to take over, even though you're about to take the company over because you have critiques of the company. The broader narrative that the left is trying to tell about Elon Musk, which is that what he really wants is to open up the floodgates on Twitter to abuse and cruelty and malice. That's what this is about. So for literally several decades, we have now had left-wing activists taking over major American corporations from the inside. Not just shareholders like BlackRock, but the whole stakeholder economy in which you have CEOs basically dancing to the tune of the far left. But only when Elon Musk takes over Twitter do we now notice in the business section of the Washington Post that there is a corporate activism wave. Well, Elon Musk is a response to the corporate activism wave. I mean, that's precisely what is happening right now, and they cannot deal with it.
Stakeholders, CEOs, dancing to the tune of the far left corporate activism. Again, Ben Shapiro is either purposefully dumb to appeal to a dumb conservative audience, or he's just like literally one of the worst political pundits. The belief that there are far leftists in corporate circles is just the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. But then it also shows why they like Elon Musk, because they think Elon Musk somehow is actually anti-woke, right-wing CEO. And people in charge of things like Disney or Lucasfilm, they're all woke, and they don't care about money. They only care about woke politics and destroying the culture of America. Again, these people are so stupid, or they're just purposely grifting on this stuff. The fact that anyone believes this is insane, but it shows you about the American discourse and the American overturn window, that they think like Joe Biden, CEOs of massive corporations who might, donate to the Democrats, and then someone like me had the exact same politics and were all in it together to push some sort of leftist agenda. Not that I pretty much hate corporate CEOs who might be liberal just as much as I hate like conservative pundits like Ben Shapiro. But Elon Musk, for a lot of these people, I think he pays lip service to some conservative ideas and then they just run with it. And he's sort of, I wouldn't say he's like a blank slate, but they like to project all their views on him and think he would agree with them on everything. Like I said before, he's probably just pandering for their support. Now, I asked you guys earlier in the video, what do you guys think? Do you think Elon Musk is a genuine, far-right GOP type conservative? I just want to read out some answers I got on Twitter before we go into what Elon Musk's actual politics may be. Do you think Elon Musk is genuinely of the exact same politics as the GOP, or is he just pandering to them since they have decided to worship him? Cultural Tito is saying, I'm in that he's pandering to them because it suits his business and ego interests at the moment. I think there are elements of right-wing bias in Elon Musk, but he doesn't come off as a MAGA type. Bit of column A, a lot of column B. I don't think he cares about more than getting money and being in charge, and the right is at the moment pushing for him to have more power. If they would change their mind, he would flirt with the left instead. So obviously people like Texas Governor Greg Abbott love Elon Musk right now, but I want to remind people that conservative, especially like hardcore conservatives in America, didn't always like Elon Musk, and this phenomenon of him becoming a conservative god is quite recent. So a Guardian article from December 2016, the trolling of Elon Musk, how US conservatives are attacking green tech. Elon Musk, having been feted by the Obama administration, he now faces an extraordinary barrage of attacks from right-wing think tanks, lobbyists, websites and commentators. The character of the assault says much about which way the political wind is blowing in DC, something that will have consequences that stretch far beyond the US. One of Musk's most trenchant critics has been the journalist Shepard Stewart, who writes for a clutch of conservative online news sites. In several articles in September, not long after a SpaceX rocket exploded, Stewart attacked Musk for receiving billions in government subsidies to make rockets that immediately self-destruct and branded him a national disgrace. As Musk fought back on Twitter, it became apparent that Stewart was an invention. Even his photo byline had been doctored from a LinkedIn profile of a tech entrepreneur, definitely a fake. Gavin Wax, editor-in-chief of Liberty Conservative, one of the websites that published Stewart, admitted to Bloomberg. The online attacks on Musk continue. A website, StopElonFromFailingAgain.com, regularly publishes negative stories about him. The site is similar to another anti-Musk site, whoiselonmusk.com, created by the organization called the Center for Business and Responsible Government. Who is Elon Musk carries stories from the Daily Signal, the news arm of the Heritage Foundation, a powerful right-wing think tank whose mission statement is to promote free enterprise and limited government. It also republishes items from the Washington Examiner and the Daily Caller. So it's pretty clear there that a lot of conservatives used to not really like Elon Musk, and he used to be seen as like a libertarian, socially liberal billionaire. Now, of course, many people do not see that at all. But the New York Times wrote an article which was interesting, just showing like the absolute hypocrisy which comes with Elon Musk's new image in conservative circles and the actual reality of his political views, or at least his career, which shows he doesn't actually care about a lot of the things he claims to, such as free speech. So Musk is frequently described as a libertarian, although that label fails to capture how paradoxical and random his politics can be. He has railed against federal subsidies, but his companies have benefited from billions of dollars in tax breaks and other incentives from federal, state and local governments. He has strenuously opposed unionization, criticising the Biden government for proposing a tax credit for electric vehicle workers produced by union workers. He is the co-founder of an electric car manufacturer, Tesla, who quit former President Donald Trump's business councils after the administration pulled out of the Paris Climate Accord. But he recently ran afoul of environmentalists for calling for an immediate increase in domestic oil and gas production, although it would not be helpful to his businesses in electric cars and solar energy. He is an avowed enthusiast for the First Amendment, but he tried to force a journalist to testify in a defamation lawsuit against him, and he has often had outsized reactions to criticism. 4 years ago, he floated a plan to create a website to rate the credibility of reporters, calling it Pravda. And a venture capitalist wrote at length about Musk cancelling his order for a new Tesla after the investor complained about a Tesla event. He's donated to stalwarts in the Democratic Party, including Clinton and Obama, but he's also cut checks to Kevin McCarthy. Here too, his actions appear to reflect the moves of someone who is not thinking ideologically but pragmatically. Many of his donations were funneled to politicians in states where Tesla has manufacturing operations like Texas and California. He is given both to Governor Greg Abbott and Governor Gavin Newsom. So the evidence outlined in that video is like interesting because it basically just shows that Elon Musk will just do stuff to help Tesla, to help his bottom line, and he's essentially motivated by what will make him the most money. I know people like his ex-partner Grimes will say everything he does is for the betterment of humanity. I know loads of his simps will say that, but at the end of the day, when you look at how he acts on Twitter and I guess his donations to politicians, it does just seem he just wants to have more control over his workers and he wants more money. Other than that, he might have some weird libertarian beliefs and conservative beliefs, but that's not what motivates a lot of his actions. And at the end of the day, I firmly believe this guy is just a total loser who wants to be liked. So he'll just say anything that will get him the most simps liking his tweets. And at the moment, he has a massive appeal in conservative circles, literally zero appeal in most liberal and leftist circles. So who's he going to pander to on Twitter? And also that article is nice to highlight that the belief this guy cares about free speech is totally ridiculous. I'm not under any illusions that Twitter is like a great company. It used to be run by Jack Dorsey, a Bitcoin bro who's like hardcore libertarian. But at least with Jack Dorsey, even though I think he's an idiot, you at least know he genuinely believes in a lot of the stuff he's saying because he does have his hardcore beliefs embodied by what he sees Bitcoin as, like a solution to all the world's ills, where Elon Musk just panders. So Twitter in direct control of Elon Musk, I fear more for the platform because he just does whatever's popular, and at the moment the right wing love him, so he's probably going to do more to help the right wing and crack down the left wing. Like I firmly believe on his list right now is Ken Klippenstein and getting rid of that photo of him and Ghislaine Maxwell off the platform. 100% I genuinely believe those two things are going to be targeted because this guy is literally motivated just by his ego, and it's a very, very fragile ego. And if being one of the most famous, rich and powerful men in the world is not going to mend your fragile ego, I don't think Twitter will. To me, it's so crazy a guy with so much power and influence really cares what randos on Twitter think. So overall, why do conservatives suddenly love Elon Musk? Well, he's anti-woke, which helps, and now he's posting stuff that panders directly to them, despite the fact they used to hate him because he talks about climate change and electric cars and all that stuff. They seem to not care about that at all because they just see him as this like right-wing god that can help make Twitter a more friendly platform to conservatives because conservatives falsely believe that social media discriminates against conservative voices because of woke CEOs and woke employees who make the left more popular on social media, which is just not true. There's no evidence to back it up. There's actually lots of evidence to back up the fact that social media promotes right-wing voices because, as we all know, left-wing voices are more dangerous anyway because they challenge power and capital, corporations, stuff like that. Right-wingers, as shown by them all simping for Elon Musk, don't actually care about that stuff. They only care when they think a CEO is woke. And this plays into my point that I think a lot of class reductionist leftists miss. They think that lots of people can be like unbrainwashed from conservatism and they will just hate corporations, right? They'll just hate Jeff Bezos because he's exploitative. A lot of these people don't hate corporations because they exploit their workers. They don't hate billionaires because they exploit their workers. They hate these people because they are woke, right? That's it. They literally hate people because they think they have left-wing politics. Elon Musk to them doesn't have these politics, so therefore all their problems with corporations that they often talk about go away because Elon Musk agrees with their politics. So that is it for the video. A bit of a struggle to get through this one. I had like multiple coughing fits. My voice might have changed because my throat was really, really sore at some point. Glad I got through it. Hopefully when I film on Thursday and Friday, I'll be feeling a lot better and it will go a lot smoother. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you want to follow me on social media, at the Kavernacle, Twitter, Instagram, support me on Patreon, check out our subreddit, and if you made it this far, thank you for watching.